Hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We are about to go live with the conclusion of the epic mock that's taking place on Twitter X. The picks go live here in 7 minutes, so we'll go live there. But we just wanted to go ahead and tune in and get this going and talk about what the Packers have done so far in this mocking exercise. So let's go ahead and let's get over to the tab and let's talk about these picks that are going on right now. So the Green Bay Packers have traded Jair Alexander before the day one started to the Indianapolis Colts for pick 117. So we'll be making that pick here shortly as soon as round one commences. So as well as then in the first round, we traded from pick 23 to 33. We gave we picked up a second rounder and a first rounder. So we then traded down to the first pick of the second round and took Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, where we picked up picks 94 and 33 in a 2026 second round pick. So it was a very good win trade for the Green Bay Packers to fall back from 23, where the Cleveland Browns came up and it took Amari Hampton. We were looking at trying to take James Pierce, Kenneth Grant, Calvin Banks with that pick 23 or Emeka Egbuka. So we had a long list of players that we really liked. So we went ahead and traded out. And then some players like Pierce were falling and Banks. So we started trying to make trades to come up, but everybody was wanting a little too much because it was asking way too much. So we just went ahead and stopped trying to make a trade to come back into the first round and just sat still and took Emeka Egbuka in the top of the second. Later that night, that is not correct. Hold on, these sheets. Okay, what is going on here? Let's find the right tab. So yeah, here we go. So Emeka Egbuka, and then later we went and took TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South Carolina, another gentleman we have brought in for a top 30 visit. So both Emeka and TJ Sanders were top 30 visits. So we sat there and got Sanders, and then later in the third, we went and grabbed, or in the third, losing track. In the third, we went and drafted two more great players to add to this roster. The first was Maxwell Hairston, the corner out of Kentucky, at 87. There is no reason that Maxwell Hairston should have been on the board here at pick 87 in the third round. I almost didn't take it because it wouldn't have been realistic, but there was no reason for it to be there. So I went ahead and took him. So that was a great add in value for the Packers. And then with our other pick, I took Jared Ivey. This is the one pick I have got the most hate or criticism of the mock so far was Jared Ivey. So here's my thought process. We've done a lot of homework on Ole Miss and edges in need. I like Ivey a lot. He was my best edge available. And in this exercise, edges and defensive tackles have been flying off the board. So I kind of panic picked like Brian Gutekunst has done in the past with taking like Sean Clifford in the set fifth and then taking Andrews Carlson because Rich Bisaccia, coached his brother in Las Vegas. So let's take Carlson, who was a 60% kicker in college, in the sixth round. I panicked because there's no edges were flying off the board. So I went and took a guy I really like. I mean, he might not be the perfect fit, but I think Jeff Hafley could do, if there's a guy who can get something out of him, it's Jeff Hafley. I really believe in Jeff Hafley. So we had our first pick of tonight of round 4. There's been some really surprises. Isaac Talsa, the wide receiver from Arkansas, going at the end of round 3 was a really shocker, as well as Nick Nash was another shocker to end the last night to the Detroit Lions. I love Nick Nash, but round 3 was a little rich. I have round 5 grade on him. There's been trades like crazy. Running backs have not gone, and quarterbacks have not gone. It's kind of ridiculous. Only 5 running backs and 3 quarterbacks and 5 running backs have been drafted so far. That will not be the case on draft night here in a couple of weeks. So here we are at pick 117 with the Green Bay Packers. And then we also have pick 124. So we have a couple of quick picks. And a lot of defensive tackles have been taken. A lot of edges have been taken. I can go ahead. Let me pull up my sheet of my best available players left by position breakdown, and we can talk about what's going here. I'm definitely looking at offensive line as much as we have done homework on some old line in our top 30 prospects. Logan Brown from Kansas is still there, as well as Anthony Benton Jr. from North Carolina State, another guy we brought in for a visit. So let me jump over to the best available screen on my end so you can see. So share. All right. So here is my best available screen. So filled in colors are still available, and whiteout means that they have been taken. So again, McCord, Milrose, Shuck, Gabriel, Ewers, all still on the board. Running back, Sampson, Scatterbo, Giddens, Edwards, Smith. I mean, insane. Wide receivers went off hot and heavy, so getting Amika is a really good pick. Then tight ends, we're not a big need, but definitely some very value here with Gunnar Helm and Terrence Ferguson, who I really love. I'm also a big believer in Ajayi Cornelius from Oregon. Cameron Williams, another guy that would make sense with all of our Texas connections. Logan Brown, Chase Lund. I mean, a lot of tackles still sitting there. Emory Jones, another guy, but I love another center, but I would love Eli Cox. I don't know if it makes sense, but right here, this is where I'm talking about. Just the amount of defensive tackles that have been taken. So on average in an NFL draft, 20 defensive linemen are drafted throughout all 7 rounds. 20. This is a very great class. I'm not trying to say anything about that, but 20 is what the average is, and most people have 30 draftable grades. We had 18 go last night. It could. I don't see that happening when it comes to not, a lot more quarterbacks will be off the board, and a lot more running backs will be off the board, as well as I think a couple times. I think you will see double-digit defensive linemen, but there's definitely some reaches. Verdon Broughton going in the 3rd, Jameer Caldwell going in the 3rd, defensive tackles. We'll see what happens. Not a lot of safeties and corners went, and linebackers. I thought Demarius Knight was a little bit high. Demarius Knight is a great player, but he's also another very aged prospect, and that's one of the reasons a little lower. But there's still a lot of great corners and safeties on the board. Safeties won't really be a target for the Green Bay Packers after taking 3 last year. I mean, we could potentially look at another corner because Quincy and Noel Williams are very good value here. But right now I'm looking first pick with at least Anthony Benton or Logan Brown with one of our first picks, and then see what happens. But potentially, I don't think we'll go with the linebacker with bringing Christian Welch back. So we'll see. The draft has started. It is 6:15. So let's jump back over to their screen and let's see if picks have started to come in. All right, here we go. Jesus. I need to get rid of that. Stop sharing. All right. Yeah, I know I got rid of it. I had to way too many tabs on top. Couldn't see what was happening. Let me go ahead and do that again. All right, let's go here. Let's share this. All right. Let's see if any picks have been made. No picks have come in. So the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. They got this pick from the Trey Hendrickson trade that they made to the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are really confusing right now in this mock. So they have Jared Verse and they have Byron Young, very great edges and a great front 4, and they need linebacking and some back 7 help. So they go and trade their first round pick plus some other picks, or and to go get Trey Hendrickson. So they added Trey Hendrickson. Great player, nothing wrong with it. But then in the third, they take Jack Sawyer. And then ignoring every other position. I really don't know what the Rams GM is thinking. He in his excuse thinking, well, we're going to let Brian Young walk. He's only a sophomore, 2 years in. He has 2 more years on a contract. So that excuse, I get you take BPA, but there was a lot better BPA available. Is the confusion with that pick. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be a lot of trading tonight. So we'll be curious if I trade. I mean, there will be trading with other teams. I don't know if the Packers will be looking to trade unless somebody dramatically just falls and makes sense for us. But as of right now, I'm loving the board. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is and look at it. I just want to pull up a X here and make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry, I'm trying to get some guests in here to have some back and forth. And again, I have sent out, there is a tweet out there in X or reply, whatever they're called now on Twitter that or X again. And you can go ahead and try to join here and bring your opinions, thoughts, or just want to talk about the Packers or the draft or whatever about this mock. You are more than welcome to join and come in. You could DM me. I can drop you a link. And I also tweeted out a link. So go ahead. And I would love to have some banter and talk about what's going on about the Green Bay Packers this offseason. But speaking of all this, we have a lot of picks coming in. We've had back-to-back picks. So with the 105th pick in this draft, the Cincinnati Bengals went ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, the 104th pick, the Tennessee. Okay, trade must have happened because it says the Bengals there. There's a lot happening right now. Okay, hold on. Playing catch-up. All right, Terrence Ferguson, the tight end we talked about, was just drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals at 103. Immediately following up, the Tennessee Titans selected Xavier Recepo, wide receiver from Miami. Then at 105, the New York Giants took Kyle Kennard, edge from South Carolina. And then just now, the Washington Commanders took Kobe Bryant, the cornerback from Kansas. So all good picks, all high on my board. So that's very good. I don't see anything. So those are all very good picks. High on my board. Let's go ahead and let's mark them off here really quickly. So we had Terrence Ferguson. I wasn't really looking at a tight end with our current setup. I'm very happy with our current wide receiver or tight end room. Then we also had Kobe Bryant, who I really like. Oh, geez, picks are. I mean, we have 4-minute clocks as well. Kyle Kennard, so it's going to be very fast and furious with these picks. Xavier Recepo, that was it. All right. So, and then RJ Harvey, the running back from UCF, just got drafted. So, RJ Harvey is a very good running back, another older running back, but he's very fast. And he's like 24 with a lot of carries and injury prone. With all the running backs on the board, I know a lot of people like Harvey, but with Sampson, Scatabo, DJ Giddens, and others on the board, I don't know if I would have took Harvey here. But I am trying to find. Am I on the wrong sheet? Because nobody. Oh, there's going to be another tab, and that's going to be really annoying. Okay, this is potentially the one that's getting updated. Yeah. All right. And then Noel Williams got taken. All right. So not again. Like I really like Noel. I really would like for him to be taken by the Green Bay Packers. So corners are going hot and heavy right now. So we're coming up here. This is my pick. 117 and then 124. All right. So we still have a little bit of time. It's pick 109 right now. Again, I am looking at offensive linemen, most likely a tackle, either Anthony Benton, Logan Brown, or Cameron Williams. So there's three highly touted offensive tackles I like, so I wouldn't be mad for any of them. All right. Multiple people having some tweet. I'm not the only one live. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of others you can go and follow along, but this is the Packers War Room for tonight's episode coverage of this rounds 4 and 7. A lot of great picks have been getting taken. I'm trying to of course the draft board isn't correct right now, so people are going back and forth trying to figure it out. That's what happens with this. Everybody's more worried about the content that's going on in this instead of making sure that the things are corrected. They have so much things behind the screens that are being missed, and it's just falling apart at times, which is understandable. But there's been some other things about this mock that has not made it as fun as possible. But sitting here trying to figure it out. Gunnar Helm just got selected, so there goes the other tight end that I've been talking about. So that's a very good pick. All right. Yeah, again, still offensive linemen are sitting there, so I'm super excited about that. Like, I almost want to take a running back. I know Josh Jacobs is older, but, not older. He's 20, for a running back, he's old in the NFL. But we took Marshawn Lloyd. Chris Brooks had a really good season, and Emmanuel Wilson had a really good season. This is a draft of like another 30 running backs that are going to get taken. And with all the ones that are sitting on the board, Sampson, Scatabo, Edwards, they're ETN, Braden Smith, LaQuinton Allen, Damian Martinez. The list goes on and on. I really, really, really would debate here if running backs don't start getting taken, and quarterbacks. Like, we have Love and Malik, but Malik, he's coming up on his final year. Do we take a backup in this year and have somebody? We could take Jalen Milroe. We could take Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers. There's enough running quarterbacks here. We could take a backup because that was our past. Before, during Brett Favre, how many backup quarterbacks did we have that went off and became starters? Because we always drafted to make sure we had a quarterback. We couldn't do it much with Aaron Rodgers because of his sensitive ego there. We had to rely on him, and when he went down, we were always struggling for a backup. And I would like to get back to the way where we have a competent backup, which we do have within the league, but I just don't know if next offseason, if we can pay him or if a team will go out there and give him 20, 25 million like Justin Fields this offseason to try to be their starter for a stopgap or see if he can be the starter. So I'm not against taking a quarterback. I just don't know if here in round 4 is the place I take one. It's, again, we've done a lot of homework on offensive linemen, so I'm definitely looking at O-line right now. I'm definitely more leaning towards Cameron Williams or Logan Brown. I'm not as huge as a fan as Benton, but Benton is a good player. And as we see, David Walker Edge from Central Arkansas just got drafted. Again, I don't know what's happening. I don't know. People like to have their fun in these, and okay, that's cool, but they're not being realistic. Like, running backs will be gone by now. There's so many more running backs that'll be taken. There's so many more quarterbacks that are going to be taken, and we're sitting here in already 8 picks into round 4, and only 3 quarterbacks and 5 running backs have been taken, and it just annoys. Sorry about that. As you can see, super exciting here. Yeah, so we got the Carolina Panthers on the clock. We can see ourselves. We can see ourselves on the clock. So I'm going to go ahead and start submitting getting the card turned in and ready to submit. So we have pick 117. Right now, who we got? Cameron Williams, Logan Brown, Chase Lund, Anthony Benton, Elijah Anali Cornelius from Oregon. I think I'm going to go Cameron Williams. But we've done homework. It's like if there was more, Quincy Riley was just taken. Okay, good. That's a good pick here for Quincy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on. We're gonna sit and still. The Atlanta Falcons are let's just see what happens. I'm gonna have the rest of the card. It won't take me 2 seconds to get the rest, but let me get the rest of the card filled out to submit. But I'm going O-line. I'm just struggling on who I want to go with here. We have 6 picks tonight as well. So just keep that in mind. We have 6 more picks to fill in needs or depth or BPA. So there we go. Dylan Sampson, great pick. I hate that's the Kansas City Chiefs pick. That's a great pick here. So glad to see Dylan Sampson's off the board. That's, yeah. Ugh. And then back-to-back running backs, the Chargers taking Tutton, the Virginia Tech running back who ran insanely fast at the combine. So let me go ahead and talk about him here for a second. Let's talk about Tutton, the running back from Virginia Tech. I'm not the hugest fan of Tutton. He is a solid running back, day 3 running back for sure, but I would have been more comfortable in round 6 for Tutton. I know I'm very low on him compared to other people, but when you watch Tutton's tape, his speed doesn't translate. You don't see it. You don't see him take the big breakaway plays as much as you would want from somebody with his speed. His vision's okay. He does get tackled a lot on the first contact. He doesn't break a lot of tackles. He is an open field guy. And he does get caught a lot more than you would want from somebody with his speed. So I'm not the hugest fan of Tutton. He is younger with a little bit less carries. So there's that with him. I wouldn't have taken him. I'm glad to see the running back run to start. Cam Scatterbo is another guy. I'm going to keep saying his name until he gets taken. I really like DJ Giddens from Kansas State. He's another guy I'm very high on. Donovan Edwards, I understand he had a down year at Michigan, but poor offensive coordinator, poor quarterback play and poor O-line. It was just an all-around bad year for the Michigan Wolverines. And I'm not going to punish Donovan Edwards. I still truly think he's a very good player. Saying all that, I like Edwards, and I know other people are not as high on him because of his down year here in the 2024 season. But yeah, so we're about to be put on the clock there, so we have to have our pick in by 6:41. It's 2-minute clocks tonight, so it's going to go fast. Jonas Sanker is a great player. He's another one that the Packers have shown interest in. We were talking to him at the Senior Bowl. Sanker is a very he led the Virginia Cavaliers in tackles this past season, and also he is a special team playmaker. If we took Sanker, Zane Anderson would be out of a job. Sanker takes his job 10 out of 10 times. I love Jonas Sanker, and that's a great pick for the Carolina Panthers. Jonas Sanker here to the Carolina Panthers makes a lot of sense. They're in need after losing Jeremy Chin and that whole defense, trading away or free agency and nobody staying. So Jonas Sanker is definitely a good player he's not the sexiest, safety you're going to see, but he does the job and he does it very, very well. Okay, we got to start here and thinking about what we want to do.
Versus Emily Nutley. Emily Nutley went from the.
All right, hold on. All right, the Denver Broncos are trading 122 to Dallas for 137, 204, and 247. The Denver Broncos did reach out to us about making a potential trade to move up a couple spots from 124 to 122, but the board is still going our way. I loved all these offensive tackles and linemen that we've been talking about tonight, so I have no problem definitely with that much. The Cowboys are coming up a little bit further, but they're going to probably want our 5th or 6th, and I didn't want to give up that pick to come up 2 spots. I'm perfectly content right now sitting still with these picks and seeing what happens. So, yeah, we have 2 more picks to come in before we're on the clock, and we're going to pretty much make the pick pretty immediately once we know who is taken. So let's go ahead. I'm just trying to follow along here on the Twitter feed. Hold on, we're live, so I want to make sure everybody knows to follow along and tag here. All right. Still no picks have been made. And the Arizona Cardinals are about to time out. They have literally less than a minute left to make their pick. All right, there it is. Jordan Phillips, great pick. I'm being told to be ready, which obviously I am. Okay, so no offensive lineman gone. Jordan Phillips is a steal here. Jordan Phillips should be potentially a round 2 pick, and getting here in the middle of round 4 is a massive steal by with 116. Hold on. So, yeah, we're on the clock. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab Cameron Williams, the tackle from Texas. Let me get my board here really quickly. Let me go ahead and pick the pick. And so we're going to go ahead right now and take Cameron Williams, offensive tackle from Texas. We've done a lot of homework on the tackles and a lot of homework on offensive tackle Texas players. We've been to their pro day, so I'm extremely excited about making this pick. So let's go ahead. Let me put my card in with Cameron Williams. Let me grab the photo for Cameron. And let's post this bad boy to the thread so everybody can see our steal here. So Cameron Williams is officially a Green Bay Packer in this exercise. Love that pick. Super excited to have him join the Green Bay Packers. So we have now addressed most of our biggest needs. I know a lot of people are wondering why offensive linemen, but during the playoffs, it was one of the big reasons we failed once all the injuries happened. Our left tackle and left guard, man, it became a turnstile. Jordan was getting sacked left and right and getting pressured left and right by the Philadelphia Eagles defense up front during the playoffs. So we definitely need to get some better talent and bigger up at that O-line to get more competition, because it was definitely sorely needed. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get over here because we're showing it. Let's scroll down. We have another pick coming up here shortly again, 124. But we just added Cam Williams from Texas from the Jair Alexander trade. So I think that's a very good pick. I would love to hear your take. So go ahead and comment if you're listening, following, or go ahead and ask to join, and we can talk about the Packers pick here. But love that pick for us currently. A lot of people keep talking about running backs here in the draft. That's why I keep bringing it up. But Cam Scatterbo is the one that keeps getting picked, talked about. So, yeah, we're going to be put on the clock. Let's look. So we have addressed D-line, wide receiver, cornerback, offensive line, and also edge. We could look at another edge, but they're getting a little it's getting a little nitpicky here at edge. I don't see any value. I mean, we could look at potentially another defensive lineman. I really like Ty Hamilton from Ohio State. I was looking at Kyle Leck in the second, but he was drafted before us. What is happening here? What the hell is going on? I don't know why they're doing this. Just leave it alone. Why do we have multiple? Now there's not a pick filled out. Okay. Okay. All right. Emory Jones, offensive guard from LSU. That was one of my best players available. That's a great pick. Emory he played right tackle and right guard at his time during LSU, and a very solid player and one of my favorite players in this draft. And I love that for the Atlanta Falcons. I love it for Emory Jones, but great to see him off the board. Did we start an offensive lineman run with taking Cam Williams and now Emory Jones? The Bengals are definitely in play for another offensive lineman. There's a lot on the board. Then we got the Tennessee Titans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers, and then we're back on the clock, and then we go silent until the fifth round. I don't think we need a tight end. We could talk about another wide receiver. I don't know if McCall Hardman is gonna. Yeah. So Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, Bo Melton, Malik Heath. Taylor, geez, showing my age, talking about Taylor. And then we got Mecole Hardman. We could use a bigger body wide receiver. Dontavian could be that if he could stop dropping the ball, but his routes are so elite. So I don't know. This is where it gets difficult. We addressed every need. I feel like at this point, we could go linebacker, but again, I don't think we take linebacker because we took 3 linebackers last year with Edgerrin Cooper, Tyron Hopper, and I'm blanking on the other gentleman we drafted in 2020 4. Who did we take? Or was it just 2? And I'm thinking we took 3 safeties. Was it just Hopper and Cooper? It was just Hopper and Cooper. So we took Jordan Morgan round 1, took Edrin Cooper and Javon Bullard in round 2, Marshawn Lloyd round 3, Hopper round 3, Evan Williams round 4, Jacob Monk round 5, Kenton Ololapo from Oregon State round 5, Tyrus Glover, who could lose his job this year with Cam coming in. He was the Herman and Michael Pratt. So we have Hopper, we have Walker, we have Cooper, we have Welch, and we have Zay McDuffie. It's not really a massive need currently for us is linebacker, even though there's a lot of linebackers on the board. And I can't see who's big. Miles Frazier. So we did start a run, it looks like, potentially. So another Miles Frazier, who went in front of him, and Emory Jones. So wait, 120. Then who was the Cincinnati Bengals pick? Oh, Cam Scatterbo. They took Cam Scatterbo. Okay. Now I'm tracking. All right, so we did start a little bit of a run here. So Scatterbo is gone, but we did start the run. So I'm glad we took our offensive lineman when we did. Miles Frazier was my best available offensive guard on the board. Man, I'm sweating bullets right now, guys. I don't know where to go. I mean, my best available is a linebacker, but it's just not a need. I mean, we could go Billy Bowman. He adds the slot / like everything that Keyshawn Nixon and Bullard are. So I don't know if that makes sense. We could go running back and add some depth there, but I mean, I really like our running back room. We could go and get our backup quarterback and get a third backup, but I don't want to see us using 3 quarterback spots or we end up trading one of the guys we draft here. Oh man, I am sweating bullets, y'all. I really have no idea what to do with this current pick. I'm going to just go ahead and type up the card because I need a second to think and break this down. All right, so the Chargers are going to be after us. Los Angeles Chargers. Pace. Okay. All right, folks. Let's look at the board. So we're looking at my board here. I switched it over. So again, McCord, Milrose, Shuck, Dylan Gabriel, Ken Ewers are all sitting here. A lot of running backs still on the board. I mean, we took Lloyd and he was never healthy, but Emmanuel and Chris Brooks really stepped up. We could go, but Ben Sims is good. We could take another. I love Eli Cox, but we took Monk. I really would. Oh. Let's look. All right, we still have a couple picks. It's Tampa Bay, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and then us. So we have 3 picks before we're on the clock. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. We're about to be on the clock. Dorian Strong got taken. Oh, crap. Who did the Buccaneers take? Okay, did the Buccaneers take, man? Trying to get help from the brother here. Sorry. Dorian Strong. God, I really don't know what to do here. I'm almost about to double up. All right, Damian Martinez just went. So there's another running back. But again, I don't know who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're on the clock, but I don't know who the Buccaneers took. So I'm not picking. Yeah. All right, Nick Martin was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick. All right. Yeah, there's rumors that he'd go round 2, so that could be a steal. I don't know who to take. I'm gonna go Danny's. Fuck it. It's value here. It's all it is. It's value. We're gonna get some depth here. We're gonna take Stutzman, the linebacker, give us some more depth. And I'm gonna take Danny Stutzman. He's my best player available, so it's just gonna be what I gotta go with here. I'm being rushed. I don't want to get timed out with this pick, so let me just go ahead. God, I'm copy, paste, copy. Hold on. All right, the pick is in. Danny Stutzman is a Green Bay Packer. All right. I like that pick. Very good ad there for the Green Bay Packers. The value, strong value there with Danny Stutzman, so I'll take it. And again, now that gives us another guy to fly around the field on our defense. I mean, Tyron Hopper really didn't play last year for a third-round pick, so hopefully he can be more ready for this upcoming season. Stutzman flies around. He's a lot like Cooper with how he flies around the ball, so that just gives us another weapon to be able to, even get to the quarterback. Stutzman did get some sacks, so I really like that pick. I mean, it's a value pick, so yeah, fuck. I mean, Jacob Parrish was there, Billy Bowman. Yeah, so we had another Cam Williams, though. Okay, so all right, we are going to go quiet for a while because our next pick is not until round 5. Yeah, look at that. We're not going to be picking until round 159, so we're going to be quiet here for a while. It's just going to be following up on some other picks that's going to be made here. Oh, wow. Wow. All right, I love Baal Cone. I really do, but wow, he just went right after me to the. I'm letting Chris know about the Chargers taking Baal Cone. He's been pissed with. Okay. Let's go ahead and get. I had Cone. I love Cone, but I have him as CB24, so it's a very, very reach. Oh, fuck. All right. Trying to follow along here. And then Luke Kanata from Cincinnati just got taken. I'm not as high on him. Actually, I'm very low on him. I understand why people. Take that seriously. Yeah, all right. All right. That. Whatever. We're going to. man, these last couple picks, there was some good steal or good value, and then now Luke and Bile Cone. Yeah. I mean, I don't like Luke. He's going to go probably around this time. I'm not a fan of Luke, so it's not a reach per se. For me, it is. It's been there should have been 3 picks. Zy Alexander, man, reach after reach after reach after reach. I mean, it's yeah, Zy Alexander. Here, I bet you this is gonna be the run of freaking corners. Zy Alexander for me is CB26. I have a grade 6 on him. He did not test well. His tape's not that great, but he has the measurables because he's like 6'3", 240 pounds. Hold on, sorry. Yeah. What are you doing? My dog was Tyler Barron. That's a good pick. Tyler Barron, the edge out of Miami, Ohio, or Miami, Florida, previous of Ole Miss, previous of Louisville, previous of Tennessee. He's the gentleman who played at Tennessee for most of his career. Then he entered the portal, went to Ole Miss, then went to Louisville, then went to Miami, Florida, all in the same offseason in the portal or committed. So I like Barron. Barron was really good for Tennessee for some quite time. He offers a lot of upside. I don't think he's ever going to be a world beater. I think there's some other guys who get to the quarterback a little bit more and better than him. But That's a solid pick here. Jaden Reed from Penn State, one of my draft crushes. I love Jaden Reed. He was a late guy I watched late and tape, and he flew up by boards. So Jaden Reed, I really like that. That seems like a very much a Baltimore Ravens pick. So I like that pick a lot. All right, trying to. Oh. Jordan Birch. Yeah, Jordan Birch. That's a solid pick here. Is that who it is? Is that the Lions pick? Is he the Lions? Or is he the Falcons? I thought he was the Falcons. Why? Wait, I am confused. He's not. Why is he picking here? He's not the Lions. Or is he just naming a name? Okay, so it was Jordan Birch, who I'm not high on. He is my edge 30, but he's going to go higher. I know. I mean, tape wise, he wasn't a huge fan of me. Of his. I'm going to just start dropping names. Did Money Mike hit a homer? He did. Good job, Money Mike. A lot of excitement here. Don't really care. I'm pissed, annoyed. Exercise, be accurate. exercise has no merit to it then.